G'day, that's Safety Guy here. Still wearing the face coverings, because that's what the world wants us to do. Anyway, so today, hand grinders, personal grinders, battery operated, corded. Very, very simple instruction with these things. You know what? They have to have a guard on them, okay? Make sure you don't oversize the abrasive cutting disc or the cutting head. Make sure it fits the arbor. So, today was kind of a fun day. So saw a couple workers playing with 18 volt cordless grinders today, and one of them had a thin cutting disc on it, but didn't have the guard on it. So, you know, where's the guard? It's a pain in the ass. Well, you have to think about, why do you think that guard is there? So the guard is there. A, protects your fingers from getting cut on the abrasive wheel. Keeps things away from it, like clothing, rope, string, dangly jewelry, which you shouldn't be wearing anyway. Keeps your physical hand away from it. It also directs the sparks. It directs the debris coming off of whatever you're cutting, whatever you're grinding. And you can actually turn that guard, you know, to deflect that debris farther away from you, or away from combustible materials, or away from another worker. It also will deflect the debris if that cutting disc fails and explodes and shoots debris everywhere. It'll keep it from it'll keep you from being impaled by it, from being hit by that shrapnel. The body, the chest, the face, the hands. The other thing you need to worry about, or need to look at with your hand grinder, whether it be corded or cordless, whether it be, you know, the little 10-inch one, or a monster 14-inch with like a 1-inch arbor on it, is make sure that whatever cutting disc, whatever abrasive disc, whatever implement that or whatever blade you're putting on that is the right size, is rated for the right speed. So if you have an 18 volt cordless grinder, and you've got an 8-inch by 1/4-inch grinding disc on it, I'm here to tell you right off the bat, without even looking at the instructions, that 18 volt cordless is not rated for that large of a cutting disc or that large of an abrasive wheel. Not only will it not spin fast enough, the arbor wasn't set up properly, because the actual arbor on the grinder was smaller than the aperture of the grinding disc. And oddly enough, you couldn't get the guard on it because it didn't fit inside the guard. So the guard also helps you space out, or helps you find that right size of cutting disc. Well, it's the only thing we had. Well, not really. I know for a fact that this particular case, that employer had several different kinds of grinders, several different sizes, several different power settings. So what they didn't want to do was go back to the job shack to grab the right tool for the job. That's the other part about most hand tools. When you really, really look at it, it's the right tool for the job. Okay? So, and I used the analogy a couple videos ago. I don't remember exactly how many, but how long will it take you to stop what you're doing, go back to the job shack, grab the right tool for the job? 10 minutes? 15 minutes? Maybe? Now, had you not done that, and that cutting wheel failed and exploded, now how long are you going to spend getting first aid? How long are you going to spend in the emergency room getting debris taken out of your face or your chest? How long are you going to spend recuperating and being on light duties if you even get back to work, because you didn't take the 5, 10, or 15 minutes to go grab the right tool for the job, the right size arbor, the right size piece of equipment that will handle that particular cutting disc or that particular abrasive disc? So yeah, as workers, as supervisors, as employers, I realize that it's down to money. How fast can I get this done? I need to produce. Now, as a safety person, my only job is to find bad things. At least that's what it seems like. I have one thing to look at every day. Is that worker safe? How can I help that worker be safe? That's all I have to do. I don't have to worry about production. I don't have to worry about cost. I don't have to worry about overtime. I just have to worry about, as a safety professional, most safety professionals, we just have to worry about how are we going to keep that worker safe? How are we going to educate that worker to help them stay safe? How are we going to protect them from themselves? That's all we have to do. We have laws and regulations and standards that we have to abide by, that we have become the, I hate to use the word expert because X is an unknown factor and a spurt is a drip under pressure. We have become, as definition of safety professionals, we have become more educated, more diverse, more able to read and interpret these laws and be able to explain it better to the layperson or that typical worker, right? And I'm not saying that workers are dumb. What I said was a worker who's more concerned by being pushed by his boss, by being pushed by the company. We're here to educate that worker. We're here to also educate the supervisor to make sure that they're giving that worker enough chances to educate himself and better himself. We're also here to educate the employer to help them keep their supervisors and their workers safe. So again, we get back to grinders. Grinders are very, very simple, right? You need the guard on it because it keeps things from getting stuck in that, like body parts of your clothing. It helps to direct the debris coming off whatever you're cutting, whatever you're grinding. It also, you have to make sure that that cutting wheel is rated for that particular device. If you go to the instruction manual, so if you go to the regulations for Ontario anyway, for construction, section 93, subsection 3, where it basically says you have to follow the manufacturer's instructions, you have to read that instruction book. That's how you know how to use that tool. It'll tell you what size of disc, how fast it goes, what it's rated for. So it's better to underrate than overrate. So don't use a disc too big for the application. Don't use a disc too big for that particular piece of equipment. All right? Check that disc out before you even put it on. Check it before you start it up again. Make sure there's no nicks on it or dings or there's a crack somewhere on that surface, because that's where it's going to fail. That's where it's going to explode at 2,500 RPM, 3,000 RPM, and shoot out like shrapnel, or shoot that shrapnel out at lightning speed. It's going to impale people or impale things. Make sure you check for a grounding cable, or the grounding pin. Make sure the cable is in good condition. Make sure your batteries are well charged. Make sure your batteries are functioning. Make sure the casing, the handle, the extra grab handle is affixed, because that gives you more control. Yes, it may take a little bit more time to do it that way, but if you look at the time it takes to do it right versus how long you're going to spend in intensive care, that's what it takes. So there you go. Hand grind, it's very, very simple, right? Wear a full face shield, right? Because that guard can only do so much. Well, I have glasses on. Yeah, but the glasses aren't going to protect your face when that thing explodes. The face shield for a full grinder and for a table grinder, it's the same idea, right? It's going to either deflect that debris, it's going to absorb the impact from that debris. It could actually catch that debris and keep it from getting into your face. Very, very simple things to do to keep you safe while you're using grinders. Anyway, have a good day. Have a safe day. Again, wash your hands, watch your distance, don't lick your friends, wear a mask where you have to, and be a responsible mask wearer, and hopefully one day we'll all be able to travel again and we can put this all behind us. Anyway, thanks for listening.